All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth to rule well. I'm going to be going into, in this life, man, we have, bills to pay and things of that nature, which is not a bad thing. All right, they are curses that were placed upon us. All right, but there comes a difference with, having money and managing your money. All right, because Scripture also say, when you manage your money, all right, to prevent yourself from evil, it's a wise thing to do. And it is wise. It's wise to keep your money to your side. To save money. It's not a bad idea, man. It's a good investment, to invest your money. It's not a bad idea to save your money. All right. Those aren't bad ideas. They're not bad things. They're not sinful things. Because there's a saying in the world that says money is the root of all evil, which is not true, man. And Lord willing, I'll get into that. All right. Because the love of money is the root of evil. Now, if you love money, all right, then that's when it becomes a sin. That's when it becomes a bad thing, man. I like having my money stashed to the side, and if a brother, hits me up and says they need it, I'll be there for them. All right, if I need it, it's going to be there for me. It's not a bad idea to have money to the side, man. All right. But when you start loving money, one, you don't want to let a brother borrow money. That's what's going to happen when you love that money. You're going to start finding deceitful ways to get more money. Ultimately, everything's a balance. I work with cars every day, man. All right. And I like cars. I like dealing with cars. I like working on cars. It's not a bad thing. But then when it becomes a wicked thing is when all I think about is cars. I want cars. I lust. You can lust after physical, tangible things, man. Those are things of the world. So let me start off with Mark 4:19. And the cares of this world. You see, when you care for the things of this world. All right. Like I said, there's a balance to everything, man. There's a fine line, So if you have, cars or, if you speak to women, it's not a bad thing. But when it becomes a bad thing is when you care for the things of the world, man. Because when you care for the things of the world, what are you going to try and do? Please it. Right. You're going to try and please yourself with the things of the world. All right. And being with this world, all right, being what is it called on the side, basically an alliance. That's what I mean. When you're in alliance with this world, you're in enmity with the Most High, man. You're against the Most High. You see? So again, Mark 4:19, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lusts of other things entering in choke the word and becometh unfruitful. You see? So when you start caring for these things, man, all right, like here in this business that I'm in, with working on vehicles and things of that nature, when it becomes a lust, all right, when you're wanting after it, you're longing after it, all right, you're waking up for that reason, all right, the lust of the other things and the lusts of this world, all right, it chokes up the word, man. Lord willing, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai keeps me in the spirit of his word, all right, but whenever you read, when you watch videos, when you make videos, all right, it keeps you out of the lusts of the world, man. And the elder brother, all right, Manat Zakba, and the elder apostle Tahar, those are two videos that I seen, that basically, to sum it up, a video a day keeps the lust of the world away. You know, keeps the wickedness away. It keeps the evil thoughts. It keeps that spirit of slumber. It keeps all that away, man. You know, it's no longer just the goal of hitting 3 videos a day. All right, now the goal is to be in the spirit. That should have always been the goal. All right, and it's always been the goal. All right, but there comes a difference. That also has a fine line. When you're just trying to meet requirements, all right, opposed to being that superstar. You know, it's like at your day-to-day job. Here at my job, I just try to meet requirements. All right, whatever is required of me, that's what I'm gonna do. You know, but whenever you see a career, whenever you see an investment of time into something that you want to advance in, all right, as in a career, all right, you're gonna invest all your time in it. It's no longer about, all right, going above and beyond. It's that's your goal. You're trying to be above and beyond, you know, and that's how this truth should be, you know. And as you grow in this truth, you begin to see that more and more. You know, it's no longer just doing 3 videos a day to stay afloat. No, man, you're trying to give this your all. You know, and like I said, Lord willing, Yahweh Shem Yahushai keeps me in that spirit. You know, and it keeps the brothers in that spirit. But that's the right spirit to be in. You know, wanting after those heavenly things, man. Wanting after, when you search the kingdom of heaven, you don't just, all right, you just do a couple videos, look here and there, and okay, that's the kingdom of heaven, I have it in mind. No, man, looking for the kingdom. When you lose something that's important to you, all right, this is the best way to put it. When you lose something that's important to you, all right, back in the day when I was in the world, when I was a young kid, if I lost a toy, if I lost, you know, back then they had the Game Boy Advance, all right, those little portable games. When I lost that shit, man, I looked for that fervently. All right, I looked for it fervently, and not until I found it, I rejoiced and I was happy and I was calm and I was okay. All right, and that's how the kingdom of heaven is. When you search for the kingdom of heaven, it's not just look under a rock here. I looked over here, and that was it. I couldn't find it. All right. When you search for the kingdom of heaven, searching for the kingdom of heaven is a completely different thing when you're searching for something you don't want to find. When you're searching for something you don't want to find, you're not going to look hard for it, man. All right. You're going to meet requirements of what it takes to find something. If you don't find it, that's it. You're moving on to the next. All right. You have to be like a fervent detective, like a brand new detective in this thing, man. You know, when you're a detective, what you're gonna try and do is you're gonna try and solve that case, man. And not until you hit every possible outcome and you still can't find it. All right, you're gonna keep searching and you're gonna keep searching and you're gonna try and find other means to search for that. You know. So in this truth, if you're not reading, you're making videos, you're listening. You know, you should mostly be listening, like Elder Apostle Tahara made mention. You know, but that's where that fervent heat comes from. You know, it's not just making requirements or meeting requirements. You know, it's going above and beyond, man. You know, every job in this world wants you to be that player, wants you to be that character, wants you to be that worker that goes above and beyond. Every job wants that. You can't tell me that it doesn't. All right, or at least meets requirements. You know, at least. You see? How much more the Most High? This is his company. All right? And by company means a gathering of people. Are we not the church, which is a gathering of people? An assembly of Israelites praying and praising and glorifying Yahweh Shem Yahushai? This is his company. You know? And as a company, it's being built from the ground up. All right? And as a company, it takes players that are going to go above and beyond to make it what it is, you know, to make it that great thing. All right. And we're Zion, man. You know, Lord willing, I'm part of the number of the elect, but we are Zion. And Zion isn't something that's just lightly looked upon, man. Zion are the kings, the leaders, the elect, the rulers of the earth, the judges, you know? And we have to judge in every small matter. Every little thing that you go through on your daily life, man, it's potential to be an inspired video, you know? It's potential to be an inspired video, man. Even, you know, like myself, you're looking at cars. If you have one part of the body of a car that's not functioning correctly, all right, say you have, you know, a CV axle in your vehicle that's out, your steering is going to be off. The same thing with this truth. If one part of the spirit is off, all right, one part of this doctrine, one part of this knowledge is off, what's going to happen? It's going to be, you know, your steering in the spirit is going to be off. You know, there's going to be one spot that's going to be more empty than the other, and that's potential for the spirits, the wicked spirits to attack. All right, the demons. You see? So again, Mark 4:19, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lusts of other things enter in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. And what happens to those unfruitful things? All right, well, what did Yahushua do to that unfruitful tree? He rebuked it, right? He cursed it. That's what's going to happen to you, all right, if you stay in that spirit of slumber, if you stay in that spirit of unfruitfulness, all right? You're deceiving yourself, man, you know? And it's a scary thing. And if you have the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you're going to snap out of it, you know? And you're going to fight against it. Yeah, the Most High has a will, all right? But his will is that his elect are going to fight through it, man. You know? If you're just kind of floating right now and you're like, well, you know, it's the will of the Most High, so if it's his will, then I'll get encouragement to bounce back up. And that's not only what it pertains to. All right? That's not only what it pertains to. Just like, you know, there's a saying in the world that says a closed mouth won't get fed. You got to speak up, right? In the same manner, you got to pray. In the same manner, you got to take action, because love is an action word. All right? Selflessness is not just about, well, you know, if the Most High. No, man, you got to take action into this, you know, in order for you to be fruitful and not to become unfruitful. You know, 1 Corinthians 4:13, being defamed, we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world and are as offscouring of all things unto this day. All right. So even with all our righteousness, man, we're still seen as filthy rags, right? You know, we're still seen as filthy rags. All right. Let's look up the word love the world. Let's see. 1 John 2:15. Love not the world. You see? Neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. You know? So if you don't love the world, what are you going to do, man? All right? If you have a problem with somebody, you're not going to try and associate yourself with that person, right? If you hate somebody, all right, and that person comes up against you, what are you going to do, man? You're going to speak up, right? That's usually the spirit that Jake is in, you know? And we know this by being in the world at one point. If somebody you hate comes up to you and tries to start shit, what are you going to do? You're going to speak up, man. You know? Either you tell them to back the hell off, all right? Or you're going to try and do something. Right? The same thing in this word, all right? In this life, in this faith, in this truth. This world is coming up against the elect. How? By way of wickedness that is tormenting us every single day, man. You shouldn't want to be, oh man, I love this world, man. I want to build, you know, Israel here in this world. That's not the spirit you should be in, man. And if that's not the spirit that you're in, then the spirit you should be on is not lukewarm, which is in the middle, all right? But it should be on that fervent heat, you know? Making videos is coming up against this world, man. Making videos is coming up against Esau, Edom. Making these videos is coming up against the heathen. Making these videos is tearing down a stronghold by the way of the mind. Starting with yourself. And then putting yourself as an example, you're going to have people that are going to follow. You know? That's what was taught to me. And I found it to be true. So again, 1 John 2 and 15, love not the world, neither the things that are therein, all right, that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. You see? It says, 1 John 4 and 9. In this we manifest the love of the Most High Yahweh toward us, because the Most High Yahweh sent his only begotten Son into the world that we might live through him. Now, does that mean we can sin now because Yahweh Shai wasn't a sinner? No. That means that you should be living your everyday life to the best of your ability, all right, to try and live up to that expectation of being part of the elect, man. You know? That we might live through him, all right, through the righteousness, through the fighting against this world, you know, through the oppression that we're put through. And some brothers are going through some heavy shit, man. You know? And that's also another thing, throwing up prayers for the elect, for the brothers. You know? So this is Proverbs 23 and 1. When thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. That doesn't mean just food, man. All right? It's talking about the bread of doctrine. It's talking about the ways of the world. All right? What is that scripture? Abusing the world. 1 Corinthians 7:31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. Because like it says in Hebrews 13 and 14, for here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. Right? So when you behave yourself according to this word, all right, you're becoming righteous. All right? You're becoming that perfect seed. You're becoming that perfect plant. You're becoming that perfect person. You know? You're being perfected, rehearsing the righteous acts. All right? And what is one of those righteous acts? All right? Something that's not given to everybody. Making videos, going out to the highways and the byways. You know? Those are part of the righteous acts, man. So it says, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. You see? So back in Proverbs 23 and 1, when thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee. All right? When you come into this truth, you have to consider diligently what is before you, man. All right? Do I have enough of the materials that it takes to build up this house? All right? Do I have that willpower? And that willpower wasn't given to you by yourself. It was given to you by the Most High. All right? And that goes into what I was mentioning. It's not just, well, when the Most High puts the spirit on me to do a video, that's what I'm going to do. No, man, you should be looking forward and looking to make a video. You know, understandable that there's things in the world, all right, that are going to prevent you sometimes, Satan hindering you, all right, but it shouldn't be a awful long time, all right, because you have to fight this at the same time. And it did, like that brother elder Manat Zakba put, a video a day keeps the demons away, man. A video a day keeps the evil away, you know. Verse 2, and put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. All right? If you feel like you're weak in the flesh, man, how do you put that knife to your throat? The fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, praying to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know, to keep you away from those evil spirits. That's why we throw up that our Heavenly Father, all right, that prayer in the Hebrew, and also in whatever language, you know, but mainly in the Hebrew, You know? Because the Most High, if you pray to the Most High through Yahweh Shai, all right, and you say that in a sincerity, out of sincerity, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to help you, man. You know? That's putting that knife to your throat. All right? Because falling to the hands of the Most High is a scary thing. You know? That means you're going to flee from wickedness. All right? And you're going to love to do righteousness, man. You know? Verse 3, be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. All right? So the things of this world is deceitful meat. It's not going to bring you to a kingdom. All right? Which reminds me of, what was that? Sirach. Let's see if I can get it. Sirach. Sirach, what was this? 6 and 17? Fire. No. Man, how did it go? Let me see if I have it written down somewhere here. Strong Tower. Maybe it was Wisdom of Solomon 3? No, that's not it. Let me think. Salakia. Sirach. Thought it was Sirach 4 and 17. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. You see? It says, then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets. All right? So with the way of wisdom, knowledge, understanding, with the way of fear, the way that it works, all right, is that even when you're going on crooked ways, if you're part of the elect, the Most High is going to bring you out of that, man. All right? And if you're really wanting that discipline, he's going to work with you, and he's going to increase you, and he's going to take you by the ways of righteousness. All right? And that discipline is going to bring forth Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai taking care of you. All right? And if you continue in those ways, that wisdom, knowledge, understanding is going to come back to you. All right? And it's going to prove you, all right, to be part of the elect. You know? And like it says in verse 18, it says, then she will return straight away unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets. All right? Having that comfort, you know? That's the comfort of the Spirit, this word. Those are comforting things. Verse 19, but if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin. You see? So a video a day keeps that wickedness away, man. That's putting your knife to your throat. All right? Fearing Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and doing his will. You know? What was that other one? There was another one in Sirach. It was also in 17. That one actually might have been Wisdom of Solomon. Let me see if I can find it. Salakia. Elder Apostle Gabar had brought this out, and I had been looking for that precept for a long time, man. You know? Oh man, what was it? Let me see. Salakia, I gotta look for it. Let me see here. Salak. It must have been. It's Proverbs. Let's see. Here it was. It was the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, Salakia. 6 and 17, which says basically the same thing that Sirach 6 and 17 says. All right, but this one's more to it. It says, for the very true beginning, Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 17, for the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love. And love is keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. Man, this goes hard, man, because it goes into many lessons. But the keeping of her laws, one of the laws is spiritual laws, which you'll spiritually be able to discern. But going out to the highways and byways, that's one of the spiritual laws that we're supposed, also a commandment, but it's spiritual because only spiritual people can continue to do that in the right mind, in the right state of the spirit, in truth. So it says, and incorruption, verse 19, maketh us near unto the Most High. And here's the point of verse 20. Therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. You see, so going after the ways of this world isn't going to bring you closer to the kingdom. All right. But going after the ways of spiritual things is going to bring you closer to a kingdom, and that's by way of wisdom, of knowledge, of understanding, and of being in the right state of mind, the right spirit. So this is Proverbs 23 and verse 2 again. And put a knife to thy throat if thou be a man given to appetite. All right. So if you know the ways of this world and you're going to fall into a certain way of the world, hey, pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, fast, if you need a fast and read. All right. Because much letters is a weariness of the flesh. Let me type that in. Which actually, let me see. Weariness of the flesh. Up here. Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. And further, by these my son be admonished, of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. You see? So going after this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding, doing the things that are needful unto life, all right, those are weariness to the flesh, all right, to stay in the spirit. It's lucky. So going back to Proverbs 23 and 3, be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom. All right, so the ways of this world are against the Most High, man, So doing these videos and reading and studying and watching videos, all right, is a good way to bring you back into that spirit to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It says, verse 5, Proverbs 23 and 5, wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle towards heaven. All right, because if you're looking to be rich, or you're looking to be something in this world, all right, the fashion of this world passeth away. The ways of this world pass away, man. So riches, almost as soon as you get them, all right, and I say this also as through experience, because I do put money to the side, all right, but there's a certain barrier that I just can never pass, all right, and if it's not okay with you, then that's you carrying after the ways of this world, but there's a certain barrier that I just can never pass, and it keeps me on that same level of humbleness and not wanting to be rich, because if you see stacks and stacks and stacks of money on your bank account or in a physical what is it called, the physical safe, it's gonna bring pride, man. you know, because you're going to be lusting after that, wanting more and more and more, you know, and you're going to be given into that appetite, the appetite of this world, you know. So those things are deceitful meat, you know. So in verse 5 it says, "Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not?" Why? Because the fashion of this world passeth away. All right. And what's always going to remain is the kingdom of heaven, though it yet be not here physically. All right, talking about the buildings that are going to be built for Israel. All right, because the buildings, as in the people, are here now, and they're being built, you know. But you wanting the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of the Most High, that's going to be here forever. It's not here yet, but it's already going to be here forever. It's been set in stone, you know. People like to say, oh, you know, my life isn't set in stone. I can do whatever I please. And that's not true, you know. Like scripture also says, is there any that have resisted his will? There isn't. There isn't anybody that's ever resisted the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know. But also part of his will is for you to fight for that which is right. Not just to sit there and wait for the Most High to send the Spirit so you can just start flying up, floating up, and then start doing the work. That's not going to happen. All right. There has to be a level of want in this truth. All right. So it says, "Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, then fly away as the eagle towards heaven." All right. Because the fashion of this world passeth away, you know. Verse 6, "Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats." All right. The bread, like Yahweh Shai spoke, all right, is the bread of doctrine. Matthew 6:12. "Then understood they how that he bade them not to beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees." All right. That's the bread that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai was talking about. Not the bread of actual food. All right. That can also go into it. All right. But mainly the doctrines. You have to beware of the doctrines, you know. So Acts 2:42, "And they continue steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship and breaking of bread and in prayers." All right. So we have to stay within the doctrines of the apostles, all right, which is the doctrine of Yahweh Shai, which is the doctrine of Yahweh, which is the doctrine of truth, you know. So going out to the highways and byways, making these videos, that all goes into it. Because in Sirach 24, and what was it, verse 36, it talks about he's going to pour out doctrine as the water, you know. He's going to pour out that doctrine, man, you know. And he will yet make prophecy to appear as doctrine, you know. Because that's what's given to us, prophecies, you know. So to the elect, that's what's given, the prophecies. All right. So something like the RFID chip, that is the mark of the beast. And we are to be prophesying about the mark of the beast. Something like the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America, is another thing that goes into prophecy. The waking up of the elect, which is the Israelites, all right, and the great multitude, which also are the Israelites, that also goes into prophecy, you know. The returning of Yahweh Shai, World War III, all those things go into prophecy, man, you know. And there's lots of things lots of topics and subtopics that can be made on a daily, you know. They can be made on a daily. And like I said, you know, sometimes you're going to have things and you won't be able to do it, you know. But like the elder apostle Tahar said, you should always try and double that, you know. Your goal should be to just bring more and more and more and more out and be more in the spirit. All right. Especially in these times, man, because the way that things are going right now, it's going not just south. All right. It's going all to hell. All right. That lake of fire is going to happen. And those are the nuclear weapons, man. If that doesn't put fear in your heart, all right, if you don't fear Yahweh Shai, you know, then you're going to see those things and they're going to happen to you. and your worst fears are going to be confirmed, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to send that evil spirit on you. You know? So you have to be aware of the bread of the doctrine, you know, not to eat of those meats. So again, Proverbs 23 and verse 7, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. All right, that goes into also not trusting everybody, you know, not wanting everybody to be part of this truth. You know, sometimes it's better to just stay shut. Don't answer. It says, the morsel which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up, and lose thy sweet words. All right? Because the things of this world, all right, are in enmity with the Most High, man. You know? So those things that you think are going to save you, all right, when the time comes, the Most High can make it to that thing that you love the most is what's going to kill you. You know? Putting your trust in the ways of this world, all right, you're putting your trust in death, man. All right? And what's death going to bring you other than death? Death ain't going to bring you life. You know? She that liveth in pleasures is dead while she liveth. You see? So if you're living in the pleasures of this world, you're living in death. All right? And death will not bring you life, man. You know? That death will not bring you that everlasting life. You see? So there's plenty of things out there, brothers, that we can look at for inspiration. The way that a tree grows, you can make a lesson simply about a tree. All right? And that lesson can actually go into two. One, the tree that comes up upright, all right, it can't be made crooked. All right? That upright tree is going to be upright. You know? And if it's to make crooked, it has to be broken down. You know? It has to be plucked from its roots. You know? And at that, it sees death. So it was upright until its death. That could be one video, being upright until your death, just like a tree, man. But if a tree is brought up crooked, all right, that tree that's brought up crooked, it can't be made straight. And that's also in the scriptures. You know? What's born crooked can't be made straight. And what's born straight can't be made crooked. You know? Also, people are seen as trees in the time of Yahweh Shai, which proves that there were so-called Negroes, all right, that Judah, Benjamin, and Levi predominantly, all right, but really all Israel was like that. We all looked like that at one point, all right, because we came from our father Jacob, and Jacob looked like that. Abraham looked like that, you know? They look like, when that blind man opened his eyes, he said, I see trees walking. All right, when you look at a tree, the leaves of a tree make it look like an afro, and the skin of a tree is brown. You know, so that also could be a lesson in itself. You know, and like I made mention, this goes out first and foremost to myself. You know, and like I said, Lord willing, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua keeps that spirit on me to keep making videos and to keep pushing His word in sincerity and in truth. You know, but there's inspiration in everything to make a video. You know, so I hope that was edifying, and with that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth. Shalom Makim. Stay strong out there and don't desire the things of this world, man, because they're nothing but death. Shalom.